Hey everybody. It is Friday. It's 5 o'clock here in New York. I am actually here for another ramble. I'm going to continue to use my mobile phone instead of my computer because it's just plain easier to accomplish. So what I'm going to ramble about today is actually a little bit of a repeat, and I feel a little guilty about it, but things have been going on here in my life and in my head that just kind of make me want to reiterate some of the points I have been making earlier. So, and why is this in my head so much? Like, why is this stuck in here so much? It's because I listen to audio recordings a lot. I listen to tapes or books on tape frequently, all the time, and these are primarily self-improvement, help, just things that can help you live a better life. Hey, Carrie. How you doing, Carrie? So, and I'm listening to one right now. It's called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And like many other programs that I've listened to in the past, right, whether it be Tony Robbins or actually one of the biggest ones for me that shifted my mind completely was Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, right? This particular, good to see you, Carrie. I'm glad you're joining me. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus was one of the first things that I listened to. First I read the book, then I got the extended version, where I actually full on could not believe a word that this man was saying in this book. It just didn't make sense to me. But at that time, I wanted one ex-wife. I already had one, and I did not want another one. So I was very willing to try to learn. This is the key word here. Learn something new, something that I otherwise did not believe. I was willing to try. And this book told me things that were extraordinarily foreign to me. It told me to do things that made no sense to me. But guess what? I tried them anyway, and he was right. It improved the quality of my relationship, and it improved my understanding of the difference between men and women. In general, radical difference, radical change, but it made such a profound difference. Tony Robbins did the same thing for me. Tony Robbins and Dr. Wayne Dyer, like, they have concepts that they'll teach you that have never been taught in school. And for everybody I knew, their parents didn't teach them this stuff either. These are radical things that are being taught that if you are open and willing to implement in your life will improve. Now, and why am I saying that, right? So I'm in my 60s now, right? You'd think I've learned everything that there is to learn, or I would act like I've learned everything there is to learn, which is the furthest from the truth, which is why I'm rambling about this particular topic again today. When you are open and learning something new at all times, it actually keeps you young. That is one of the things that helps us stay young, is constantly learning. If you ever look up why is time slower as a youngster and faster as an adult, and it's because of learning. It's because we're always learning something new. We're always doing something new, and we're young, and we're not doing as many new things as we progress in time. We're learning less and less and less as we increase our age. Thus, time goes faster. These are all facts. Now, so when you learn new things at any age, it slows down time. You will stay younger. It's just the way it is with new things. Now, again, this is where I'm going. I'm going back to things that I've said in the past, but I want to reiterate this and give a concrete example and hopefully make it crystal clear. Some of the things that we've been taught in our lives are wrong. Now, but we don't know that they're wrong because we have been taught and we believe them to be true. And when you believe them to be true, the world will send you evidence that it is correct, that you are right, that what you are saying, what you are thinking, what you believe is correct. The world will send you that evidence because it is what you believe. So it will show up in front of you. However, I've got a few people on here. I can't even see who. However, if by chance we're wrong, the world will not send us evidence to the contrary, so we will never know. That's why these books are so interesting to me. Whether you learn things in school, now keep in mind, even school has been set up over almost 200 years ago. The school system that we have today was set up by industrialists to teach us a certain thing. That is to be on time, be at a certain place at a certain time, learn these things, and they were teaching us to work for somebody else. The industrialists taught that. And our school system works that way. It's the same thing in medicine. It's the same thing with our pharmaceuticals. It's the same thing. All of our doctors. The doctors are taught a certain way because of industry. Industrialists, and I won't get into the long story, they're taught a certain way. And our society, to this day, works that way. We're taught that way. We believe what the doctors say to be true because we've been taught to believe them, that they know. And again, I'm just trying to make points that some things that we know and believe to be true are not. And you have to look past everything that you've been taught, that maybe on the other side of what you've been taught is the truth, or a different variation of what we believe. Now, here's the biggest one. So the book I'm reading right now, or listening to right now, is called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. And in this book, what he's trying to do, and by the way, if anybody's curious, it is, oh, hi, Kathleen, how you doing? If you're curious, it is by T. Harv Eker. It's the guy who wrote this book. And what he's trying to do, basically, Rico, thank you for not believing the doctors, because the doctors, they just don't know everything. And if you know my industry now, health and well-being, they have never been taught nutrition. And the doctors tell me this. It's really fascinating that they have natural healing is not part of their curriculum at all. So if they don't have it, why on earth would we expect to have it? We just don't. All right. Now, T. Harv Eker teaches us about money and our relationships to money. The way he describes it is that we're all given a blueprint of our relationship with money. And it is, in fact, taught to us primarily by the way we grew up, by our parents, grandparents, whoever it might be. Whatever their lifestyle was, whatever their belief with money was, you will inherit and you will believe it to be true. A lot of that can be extraordinarily damaging. And it just he really gets into the nitty gritty of why rich people think like rich people, why middle class people think like middle class people, and poor people think like poor people. And the middle class is interesting because he says that they have a little bit of both, which is why the middle is the middle. They can have a little bit of both. So he tries to go in these particular two ways. Now, here's what kind of blew my mind, and I'm going to share this as quickly as I can because I know my rambles just go on sometimes. But I'll say a young 20s person that is very close to our family. He, out of curiosity and mostly out of obligation, came with me to one of our opportunity meetings in the network marketing industry. And I believe because of this person's social ability, this person's personality, this person's outgoing personality, this person's extraordinary ability to talk to anybody at any time about anything would make him a good network marketer. That's just one example of the many things I think that this person could be extraordinary at because of this particular personality. It's an extraordinary, kind of unusual personality. You one of the people you believe good things will happen. No, I'm sorry. One of the great things will happen to this person. You believe that because of this type of personality. Anyway, and there's a two-part story. So he comes to this event, and is exposed to what the network marketing industry is and what my business is, and later tells me that he purely went out of obligation. And I think the word he used to describe what I do as it's hokum. It's hokum, which seems like such an old word for such a young person. But he absolutely did not for a second believe that network marketing is a viable industry. And I was like surprised. Not that he didn't want to do it. I don't care if he doesn't want to do it, but that he didn't believe that there was something else out there, some other possibility, some other method of earning a living. Hi, Diana. We have to talk, Diana. I know your box stirred up. We have to talk later today if it's possible. But here's what really blew me away is that same young person, he was here at the house and Leanne and I were chatting with him. Just cut the possibilities of who that is in half. And he made a statement to me that it stunned me. And it was about money. And basically he said that his entire goal of life is simply to be comfortable, to have enough to pay his bills, to have a house, have a car, and be comfortable. And I was like, oh my God, no way. Because now here's where I'm coming from, that this person has traits of magnificence, right? So this person, in my opinion, could be great and should be rich, should be popular, should be of a million different things, because I believe this unique personality should prosper and could prosper. But his goal is to be comfortable. And in my opinion, comfort is the enemy of greatness. If you are comfortable, you are in a comfort zone and you will never try to break out because you're comfortable. But greatness is right on the other side of that comfort zone. Just scratch at it a little bit, move out of that comfort zone, and greatness is right there. That's what I believe for this person. So the fact that this person what really blew off network marketing as a possibility of a career was not the problem for me, right? A lot of people don't believe it or just don't think that they can do it. And that's fine. That's fine. But the fact that his goal was comfort really disturbed me. And I actually did say to him, do you believe that's because that's what your parents and their parents did? Do you believe that you have been taught and trained that is a good life? That have a house, right? Great accomplishment. Have a house, maybe a car or two, and be able to pay your bills. All I wanted to know from him is, do you believe that you think that way because you were taught that any other possibility is beyond that? And he did not know. He did not know. I do know that is the fact. That is a fact. And I take that one example of one person, but I put it on every single one of us. That greatness is a choice. That wealth is a choice. But if we choose to stay comfortable, we'll never break out of that. Now, here's something. This is what really blew me away. I'm going to ask you this question, and I think I asked it last week. I'm not sure. But if I said to you, listen, I want you to describe rich people, right? Give me the words that you'd use. And if anybody who's on here who can actually type, I'd love to see what you'd write. What do you believe? What words would you use to describe rich people? Now, I can think back to growing up, and words maybe other people used. So I might use those same words, but I think, yeah, Diana, I'm with you. But I think that this mindset is, taught to us very, very, very early on. And my issue with it is that at a certain age, we are unwilling to unlearn what we've already learned. Right? If you follow that. I just think that some people are just not willing to learn something else. Now here, so I remember thinking these very things about rich people. Rich people are greedy. Rich people are mean. Rich people spend no time with their family. Rich people are workaholics. This is telling me that I'm going overtime. That's what just happened. So greedy, mean, no family, right? Workaholics. This is the kinds of things that people think about rich people. And many people think that if I'm not rich now and I become rich, or if one of your friends becomes rich, that they will become those people. This is the biggest problem, is that people believe that if I become rich, I'll become one of them. Now, the truth of the matter is that money and wealth is just like alcohol. What? Money and wealth is just like alcohol. When you get that, when you get them, you just become more of what you already are. Wealth will only help you be more of what you already are. If you're mean, you will become meaner. If you're greedy, you'll become more greedy. You're a jerk, you'll become more of a jerk. Because you have more money, you have more capacity, more capability with these things. But you might become more generous, more pleasant, more loving, more giving, more charitable. If you, and I don't know how many rich people are on this call right now, but if you are rich, if you go to the country club every weekend, you are around, in almost every case, the most charitable people on the planet. It's a fact. But poor people don't know that. Poor people believe otherwise. And that is, in fact, the problem. That if poor people believe that rich people are mean and greedy and familyless and all those bad things, why on earth would they want to become one? Why would a poor person ever want to become that thing that you think is so bad? Now, rich people will never say that about other rich people, will they? Never. Rich people enjoy hanging out with rich people. Not because they're rich, but because they're happier, more charitable, more generous, more giving people. They're positive. They learn every day. Rich people have that mindset. Poor people do not. Poor people complain. Poor people gossip. Now, not all. And I know I'm generalizing. I know that. But if you believe that mean people are all those things, you'll never want to become one. It's not part of you. But that is, in fact, what we've been taught. Only rich people know the truth about rich people because that's who they hang out with. So what is my point here? Learn every day and just be open to the possibility that the things you believe to be true are not. That's really all I want you to do. And it's the first thing I said for those of you who got on late, that at any age, do not stop learning. You can't stop learning because it's absolutely fascinating to me. At my age, I can learn something new that up till this point I believed to be otherwise. Wow. At my age, I learned something new. And in order to do that, I had to unlearn what I already learned and believed was true. Your life can change at any age. Start today. All right. Peace out, everybody. I guess I will not see you next week. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah. I guess I could get on for New Year's, but we'll see. All right. Peace out, everybody. Wonderful. Thank you for joining me. Take care.